shenanigans. Working stiffer than mannequins. Vader time like a mannequin. Mega powers, I'm savage and beat the babbling. Got him shook off the verbal acumen. I'm the main event, meaning nobody coming after him. The topics we be tackling, ankle locking and tapping them. I hate seafood, but I might throw the Boston crab on him. You know sometimes it gets heated. You know sometimes it gets heated.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back into Heated Shenanigans Podcast, live stream of Smackdown. It has been a few weeks since we have done this. My apologies. We have been very, very busy over here, getting ready for a lot of upcoming events. And we are kicking this off on Smackdown with the Bloodline cosplaying as Southern Justice still tonight. And Paul Heyman, who they're currently holding hostage. We've got the Street Profits. This should be interesting. Anyway, hopefully everybody out there is doing well. Hey, what's going on, Craig? Welcome back. Remember, guys, if you are new, returning, already subscribed, make sure to please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Sharing is caring. Make sure to share the stream out with your friends, your family, your enemies. Doesn't matter. Just share the stream because we have got a lot to discuss tonight in between the downtime on the stream for SmackDown tonight. A lot of exciting things. But it is good to be back doing this one solo tonight. So this is the first SmackDown post King of the Ring. Well, King and Queen of the Ring. My apologies. But we got some cool stuff. A little bit changing the format for tonight. During commercial breaks, we're going to be showing some clips of some shorts from guests we have had on in the past, just to show off some of the guests we've been fortunate enough to speak with, work with, talk with. I got a lot of stuff to promote too tonight and talk about some upcoming interviews we have. I know we've been pretty vocal about one of them, but we're going to shed some more exposure onto that this evening. I did not watch King and Queen of the Ring. What's going on, Josh? Hopefully you have been well out there. Guys, again, just a reminder, we got a lot of people, it looks like, popping in here. Please leave a like, comment here in the chat. We love the interaction. And if you're brand new, please hit that subscribe button because we got a lot of great stuff coming up, and I guess we'll drop a little bit of a tease about that. Joining tomorrow on Heated Shenanigans Podcast, yes, you're looking at that correctly. Former NXT Women's Champion Mandy Sachs, formerly known as Mandy Rose, will be on Heated Shenanigans Podcast tomorrow. We are super excited to have Mandy on with us tomorrow. Guys, in the comments, now's your chance. What questions would you like to have Mandy answer? Leave them in the comments. Please be respectful about the comments. That is all I ask. But we got Nick Aldis here in the ring. I'm assuming this is going to be the coronation of the King and Queen. Well, the Queen, the King's on Smack or Raw. Yeah, that is funny. Thoughts, my idea with Andrade coming to SmackDown. I think they should turn him heel, give him some big wins, and down the line, post Cody Orton feud, potentially we get a new challenger. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I think that's a great idea. Something that a direction I hope they go with. And then in Andrade, maybe at Survivor Series. I like it. I like it. I mean, is it as Nia makes her way to the ring? I don't know if just me. Has Nia lost weight like a lot? She looks a lot thinner, which good for her. Good for Nia. I can't believe the push Nia has been getting on this run that she has now, this second run in the WWE. This has vastly been better than her first run. Good for her. Good for her. Don't let Trey hear you say that. Yeah. Trey doesn't think I'm coming after his lady. Well, never mind. As soon as I say that, the crowd is very vocal on not being happy about the appearance of Nia Jax. She looks so menacing. That woman looks so evil right now. So the winners get a guaranteed championship match, right? Like that was the thing Triple H put on this. Like Gunther and Nia both are going to be getting a title opportunity. I'm hoping they kind of keep it true to like SummerSlam. I don't know how well I like everybody winning a King or Queen of the Ring, getting a royalty gimmick. Oh, good, Bayley. At SummerSlam is the gimmick. God bless that cameraman. I think I had a couch at one point made out of the same material that's making up Bayley's outfit. Piper Nip, that's somebody I really wish would get a push. She is so freaking good. I love Chelsea. Anytime Chelsea's on the screen, I love it. This is phenomenal. But a Piper and Nia Jax stare down.
Because by the time SummerSlam rolls around, your new WWE Women's Champion is going to be my sweet, cute, best friend, little spicy margarita, Piper Niven.
I thought after Bayley became champion, she would be treated better. I see that we've gone maybe the exact opposite direction. This is most unfortunate. Poor Bayley. Poor Bayley. I would love to see Cardona return to WWE Smackdown and do some mixed tags with Chelsea Green. I would love that. And you know, the crazy thing is we live in a world now with WWE where TNA is popping up on NXT. We did release a video about what that's going to entail. Matt Cardona coming out on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, the roof would come off the building. I'm all for a Matt Cardona. Hey, QR code. If anybody gets the QR code figured out, wants to drop it in the chat, please go ahead and do so. So, crazy theory. Styles does not get the title opportunity. Shows up on TNA. Xavier Wood did say his name recently. Joe Hendry. I don't ask for much out of WWE as recently, but if we are in the midst of a TNA WWE partnership, please, I don't care if it's for one episode. I want to see AJ Styles come out to the old theme song in TNA just one more time. That's it. That's all. Him and Josh Alexander one-on-one. That's all I'm wanting. That is that. I don't ask for much. That is the only thing that I'm asking for. Well, you said it. So Joe Hendry interview then. I would love me an interview with Joe Hendry. I think that would be absolutely incredible as Bob makes his cameo here. He can't decide what he wants to do, if he wants to annoy me from the floor or on my lap. But his tail. Get on, buddy. But yeah, Joe Hendry interview would be great. We all believe in Joe Hendry. All of us. #1 on Spotify, iHeartRadio. #1 on our hearts. Most importantly, Joe Hendry. Who would, so if we're talking some crossover here with TNA, WWE, let's not get crazy here. Who would you want to see Joe Hendry? It would be LA Knight, right? Would that be the big dream match? LA Knight and Joe Hendry? Drew tweeted out a picture of him with the TNA World Title after NXT went off the air the other night. So I don't want to put the cart before the horse here with all this, but would you guys be up for or want to see a TNA invasion angle? The invasion angle in general is the #1 botched opportunity in professional wrestling history, and it's not even close to what the second was. Would you want to see Triple H and TNA collaborate on an invasion style angle? I think it could be special. There's enough crossover on the rosters. They're going all in with their references, just saying doors swing both ways. Oh, 100%. 100%. I guess, it comes down to, like, at Battleground, is Jordan Grace winning? Like, are we going to go the super conservative safe route and there's a double DQ, double count out, some schmaz interference? Or are we going to see what would be presumed as the unthinkable, and Jordan Grace pins a TNA, a rival competitor, pins an active WWE champion on the roster? Are we going to see that? Because personally, I think they do have Jordan Grace listed as an active competitor on NXT. If you look at the WWE roster right now, on the NXT brand, Jordan Grace is listed as an NXT competitor. If the invasion angle happens, it needs to be at Survivor Series. 100% agree. That would be freaking awesome. And not that I would want to see him get in the ring one more time. I think it would be cool if maybe they did something like where Sting ended up being like a captain for Team TNA, outside of WCW, Sting really had the most success in TNA. And I think that would be a really cool representation. I don't have the rosters in front of me, like of who currently is on the WWE roster that was within TNA. War Games, 6 Sides of Steel. I love the 6-sided ring. I think I'm in the minority on that. But I don't know if WWE would want to do a 6-sided ring match. I'll be honest, this was something I never thought we would ever see. Okay, I can't say that. Never mind. Let me retract that. Because WWE did do this with ECW. They did this very similar thing. Granted, ECW went on to go out of business, but that was because of mismanagement and of money by Paul Heyman. Bailey's cleared to fight. We're going to get a tag team match. So we got DIY in the ring. Again, guys, if you are watching, first-time viewers, returning, please leave a like, comment in the stream here. Sharing is always caring. Share the stream with your friends. And also, again, subscribe if you have not already subscribed, because I am telling you what is happening tomorrow on this channel is going to be the definition of must-see. And I can't think of a better time to plug it than during Austin Theory's entrance. Former WWE NXT Women's Champion, self-made millionaire, Mandy Sachs, formerly known as Mandy Rose, will be joining us tomorrow on Heated Shenanigans Podcast. Again, guys, leave those questions in the comment section. If you have a question you would like Mandy to answer, now is your chance to have your voice heard and have your question asked tomorrow during the interview with Mandy Rose. My wife is the greatest. James, I was unaware you were married to Mandy Sachs. I definitely like the A-Town Down Under tag team, and I love the tag title look more so than what Raw got. I do like the throwback Smackdown logo trunks on Theory. Pretty cool. This is a pretty good matchup. I mean, Tommaso's been one of my favorites for a long time, and I think when Theory and Waller eventually split, I think Theory's going to be the one that turns a babyface. Nice version of a neck breaker. But I will say, quick plug here. In addition to Mandy Rose being on Heated Shenanigans Podcast, we also have our episode up with former ECW manager of the Dudley Boys, the one and only Joel Gertner. That episode is available on Heated Shenanigans Podcast. And also coming up is our interview with Bull Buchanan, formerly known as B Square, with a very, very young John Cena. All those episodes are coming up within the coming days. Joel Gertner episode is currently available right now. Make sure to check that out on our YouTube channel. As we get back here to Waller versus Theory, or Theory versus Tommaso. That move always looks so devastating. I love it. Well, guys, so we head to commercial break. We're going to play a quick clip of episode we had with Rikishi on the channel here. Hopefully you guys enjoy while we're on commercial.
With Roman and, the Usos and now Solo Sikoa and, a few other family members that has yet to join the crew. I think, to me, I'd have to say the Bloodline era is probably the, best era in this family moving forward, and, because of just how the times have changed, and, what the kids have done to be able to, I love it that we have our Polynesian people out front and center, and we're not that, stigma of, being animals. Like, we got college educated kids in the front line, kids that can speak, kids that, we do wear shoes, our ways of our cultures of wanting to be the best.
Yeah, that's just a quick clip from our episode with Rikishi. I had Rikishi on not too long ago. A lot of great stuff with that episode. Have you did an Ahmed Johnson interview yet? Just wondered. No, I have not. I would be very interested in having Ahmed on. A lot of stories and a lot of clarification on some rumors about his career. I would like to get straight from Ahmed and have him sort those out on the podcast. I think would be a great opportunity. But no, Ahmed Johnson is somebody that I think would be cool to have on. It's weird because, like, looking back, like, a lot of guys and girls that are in the age range of their 30s that were watching during that era, back then, like, Ahmed Johnson was the man. Like, he was like definitely upper mid card on the roster. But as time went on, like, the perception of Ahmed Johnson like changed like drastically, and not for the better. Like, it got worse. I never really did a whole lot of digging into the hatred for Ahmed Johnson, but I do know where you can see him, and he's going to be at WrestleCade this year. Hey, John, what's going on, brother? Hopefully you're doing good. Thanks for popping in here. Also, quick shout out to our friends over at Big Event New York for making the Mandy Rose podcast possible. They will be with Mandy Tuesday, July 16th. Definitely check that out. If you are in the area, there's a lot of talent scheduled to be at that one. The Power Strip. What's going on, Jason? Chase, what's going on, sir? Again, guys, if you are new, please do hit that like button. If you're first time here, definitely hit that subscribe button. Throw a comment here in the comment section. We do love the interaction. We got a lot of great stuff still to cover, to promote as we're live streaming Smackdown here tonight. We have already seen a QR code for the Wyatt 6. I've not had a chance to look up if anybody has decoded it, what the meaning was for tonight. Out of curiosity, in the chat, guys, do you think they're dragging this out too long now? Like, have we got to a point where this is starting to get like, if they show up, they show up? Or are you guys still as invested in finding out the Wyatt 6 debut, who's in it, and their intentions? I really thought for sure we were going to get him at Saudi Arabia's show. I really thought we were going to. But unfortunately, that was not the case. We are still waiting for the arrival of the Wyatt 6. And it appears the main event tonight is going to be AJ Styles. I believe he was granted his title request. Good Lord, so many questions. How happening? Swerve versus Ospreay is going to be at Forbidden Door. Should be a pretty good match. Hopefully Swerve retains. June 17th, Raw debut, part of the last QR code. So they for sure they gave a date. June 17th, Raw. So Big Event New York is bringing a headliner guest to WrestleCade weekend, November. The person is not affiliated with WWE, but is bigger than Sting, Luger, Hogan combined. I'll be honest, the only person that would maybe... Damn, that's subject to... It's got to be Flair. Like, if you're saying it's bigger than Sting, Luger, and Hogan combined, the only person that would fit that would be Flair. I mean, again, depending on your definition of bigger than, it could be Batista. Tom's really good about getting those top level stars in. Who do you think is in the Wyatt 6? Obviously it's going to be Bo Dallas, but I do feel Alexa Bliss has got to be in it. The group, the rest of these people I'm about to name a lot of these are mid-carders, and they could really benefit from having some type of main event star power in the group. But I do think it's going to be Bo Dallas, Alexa, Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis. I want to say Braun. I honestly want to say Braun's going to be in it. Excuse me. The 6th, maybe Nikki Cross, possibly. Or there's this guy named Scott Storm that was pretty big. That guy's retired. Yeah, it was just decided as part of the messaging. So I guess like if June 17th is the... Oh, shoot. Yeah, good point. Eric Rowan. Yeah. Out of all those guys outside of Braun, Eric does have a deal with WWE. So yeah, probably a good choice. Put him in that Wyatt 6. But I really have some concerns about this group because, again, a lot of mid-carders in this group. Like no main event to kind of hold it down. Any thoughts on Vince and WWE being officially federally investigated? I mean, out of all the stuff that we know about Vince, I feel it's safe to say that potentially there are much worse things in his closet that'll probably get brought to light. Normally, if the feds are investigating somebody when they make it apparent that they're going to go all in, they've been watching you for some time. I mean, again, billionaires seem to do pretty well in court, it seems, at times, but there's a lot of stuff Vince has done over the course of his life that personally I feel he needs to be held accountable for. But we'll see if any of that comes to light in court. As far as WWE as a whole being investigated federally, I don't know. There's really not. It's going to be hard to separate like Vince McMahon's involvement with it from Triple H. So, I mean, we'll see. There's really not enough information out at this time to say one way or the other. Oh, we got Ricky Steamboat biography. I do love me some Ricky Steamboat. But we are back on commercial here, guys. So we're going to play another clip from a prior episode, again with Rikishi. So hopefully everybody enjoys. This is Rikishi on the formation of Too Cool.
One of those bookings that just kind of happened, and then, we all, put our creative minds together and, kind of just added on different things from the Worm to the, to the Michael Jackson to the, to the dancing part of Too Cool, and we kind of made it our own when we came out for the first time together, and then tried something different at the end, where usually you see a wrestler, they win, they raise their hand, the referee, boom, the music hits, they're out. And so we just, man, why don't we try something different? How about they raise their hand, they go to raise their hand, but we turn that whole place into a nightclub, have the lights dimmed down, from fireworks go, and then we just bust a move. Let's just, try something together. We don't dance. Well, we can just try it and see if it works. And by the time we tried it, you already know, Too Cool and Rikishi's born then.
I love that episode with Rikishi. Hopefully get Rikishi back on here in the near future. I feel like there's a lot I'd like to have his input on, especially related to the bloodline. And I get the big one is, where's Rikishi been in this bloodline story? His sons are at the forefront of WWE, and we have not seen Rikishi on air, which is, I don't know, I kind of feel Rikishi should get acknowledged at least during this. I mean, he is their father, and did play a role in training them. One of the comments in regards to Vince McMahon, the skeletons are going to flow from the closet. Yep, probably come out dancing. Mr. Big Business, Rikishi has always been the tribal chief. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, that's amazing. Hey, Jordan, what's going on? These guys are great, super professional. Please check out the show in June. Oh, yes, absolutely. Though before we promote that, I definitely want to take a moment to also give a shout out. Jordan is the agent for NWA Power Star Missa Kate, one of the absolute best professional wrestlers out there that you could ever ask to work with or book. If you have any bookings at all or any inquiries about it, do hit up Jordan Kramer on social media, and he can get you taken care of with some bookings from Missa Kate. We're talking professional wrestling shows, meet and greets, conventions. Jordan can hook you up with it all. And additionally to Missa, you can also catch Missa along with the franchise Shane Douglas, the Sandman, the Queen of Extreme Fan Scene, Bill Alfonso, Saturday, June 29th, as we host Every Child Wins, our benefit show for the Muscular Dystrophy Association and Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. Tickets are on sale right now for pre-sale by contacting me. More information on how to contact me is on the Facebook page for Heated Shenanigans Podcast. But we have 6 of the biggest matches ever booked in the history and the city of Lafayette, Indiana, headlined by a triple threat match between Eric Dillinger, Josh Crane, and Sage Phillips for the Internet Domain Championship, Russell Nerds Internet Domain Championship. Make sure to check that out. And if you watched, NWA, ECW, WWE, WCW, we've got guys and girls on there that have done it all, been there, succeeded. Super happy to have them on this event. You have to ask him about his Hulk Hogan diss track. Who? Sandman? Jordan, no hard feelings, but your client letting her mouth put her in a rough situation on June 29th. Yeah, and what D is referring to on that, one of the matches scheduled is a loser gets a tattoo match between Missa Kate, Ari Alexander, and former NXT talent Gina Marie. Ladies triple threat match where the loser will be getting a tattoo at the conclusion of the match, courtesy of our sponsor, Evil Genius Tattoo Club. As we get back to the chats here. How does Vince McMahon screw in a light bulb? He doesn't. The light bulb screwed the light bulb. I love it. I love it. But yeah, guys, again, just a quick reminder, if you're here in the chat, please smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already subscribed. Really helps us out here a lot with what we're doing. We have got a lot of amazing stuff coming up. And again, I can't promote this enough because it is such a massive interview to have, not only for this channel, but in general. Not very many people get Mandy Sachs coming to their podcast to discuss professional wrestling, her other outside ventures. Again, former NXT Women's Champion Mandy Sachs, formerly known as Mandy Rose, coming to Heated Shenanigans podcast tomorrow. Who else would you like to see in this WWE TNA crossover if you yourself had to name some dream matches right now? I want Joe Hendry and LA Knight in a ring. I want a promo between those two. I want to see, I think the match would be pretty good. Speaking of LA Knight, he's on the screen right now. LA Knight, Joe Hendry for sure. Give me AJ Styles versus Josh Alexander. I think that would be a phenomenal match. Man, I would have to say there are so many potential matches. Jordan Grace and Rhea Ripley would be one, but Rhea's not clear yet. Man. Cedric Ishii made a hug. I need to hear this. Colin needs to hear this. Colin hates Hulk Hogan. Dennis Rodman just announced for WrestleCade in November with Big Event New York. Hell yeah. The Worm is coming to North Carolina. Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Such a good show, guys. If you guys have the opportunity to go to a WrestleCade, definitely take that up. I do like this Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight. Parker Curry, hey, what's going on? Welcome in. Big fan of Josh Alexander. What's your favorite match of his? Mine is probably him versus Will Ospreay. That's so hard. Man. I don't know, because I've yet to ever watch a bad Josh Alexander match. I know it was really close to getting him to him leaving TNA not too long ago, but they got him re-signed. There's some controversy about that, but that was a big get for TNA. Thoughts on a official Rascals reunion? I will be honest, I have not seen too much of the Rascals as a tag team. I have heard nothing but phenomenal things about the Rascals as a tag team. But I can personally say, unfortunately, I have not seen much of their work in the ring. Though I am very much open to links to matches, John. Please do feel free to send me some links of matches that you would recommend watching. I want to highlight this one again, the Dennis Rodman getting announced for WrestleCade. Has anybody in the chat met Dennis Rodman in person? If so, what was it like meeting Dennis Rodman? I can only imagine eccentric would be a great way to describe, as Bob continues to make his presence known over here. I'll be honest, I completely forgot Apollo Crews was with the company. See, like, this is a match, like, I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of time with it, but damn, I wish they would give them a solid 10 at least. I don't foresee this being a 10-minute match, but Andrade's so good. So good. Hey, Jason Harding. Is this a speed match? Oh, that's awesome. Well, that match is like what? That's under 5 minutes, right? Their speed matches are under 5. There was something I saw online regarding Ricochet and his contract situation. Like, Ricochet is not going to be in WWE in the near future. There's a lot of contracts coming up for WWE. Becky Lynch is the big one, the most notable of all of them. I was talking about that contract earlier today with somebody, and honestly, if you look at Becky going to AEW versus staying in WWE, there's really nothing left for Becky to accomplish in WWE. She's literally done it all. Women's tag champion, multiple time women's champion. Arguably gave Trish Stratus the greatest match of her entire career in that cage match. I don't know. Like, maybe it's time for Becky to try another place. She did the NXT stint for a little bit, helped with the launch of Tiffany Stratton. And the more that I talk about this, the more I think this would make a very compelling video. It's up this summer for his contract, including Chad Gable. Yeah, Chad's another one that I think would be a big loss for WWE, especially given they put a lot of energy into him lately. A lot of TV time as well. He had that recent major heel turn on Sammy, but I think Gable will stay because I think there's still a lot for him to do in WWE. But with Becky, like, she's a new mom. Obviously, she's not hurting from money. That's the thing. Like, I don't think money will play any type of role in Becky's decision. You could argue Becky deserves more money than Sasha because, quite frankly, I think Becky is a better in-ring worker than Sasha. Definitely has more charisma. But that would arguably be the biggest women's signing that AEW has had if they were to land a Becky Lynch, which I'm sure would start the rumor mill of Seth Rollins and his future within WWE.
There are over 75 million consuming viewers. That's more people than there are well-mounted dual actuating drinking fountains, which means TV is popular than not.
But something that we do keep getting a lot of questions about, and if any of those people are in the chat right now, prices for Every Child Wins, including Shane Douglas, Sandman, and Francine and Bill Alfonso. Here are the pricing tiers for that. The Extreme Icons package, $80. You get an autograph and a photo with everyone. For $80, you get them all. Shane, Sandman, Francine, Bill Alfonso, which is an incredible deal to get that much for that little. And again, we're giving all proceeds that night to the Muscular Dystrophy and Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, which again, June 29th coming up real quick. There's still so much to do, and feels like I'm so far behind in promoting this, but John, Becky returns back in the Rumble to set up another match with Mommy in WrestleMania. Do you think she signs like some type of, I mean, I don't know. Do you really sign silent deals in professional wrestling? Like, I don't think anybody was really surprised MJF showed up in AEW signing a, what I could only presume is a very lucrative long-term deal to stay in AEW. But I don't, would you want to see that? Like, do you want to see Becky and Rhea part 2? Because I mean, if we're opening this door to TNA and their women's division, there's a lot to be discussed and viewed for matches. I personally, Rhea versus Jordan Grace is a match that I would love to see us get. Danhausen, love Danhausen. What about Danhausen? And you know, as this match is still continuing between Apollo and Andrade, I am very surprised that this has gone on this long. I would have thought that this would have been a much shorter match. Very happy it's not. But again, guys, just again, please, quick reminder, for those watching here, share the stream, leave a like, throw some comments in, get some questions. And also the big thing, if you've not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, because we do have a lot coming up on this channel. There's a lot of interviews. There are interviews on the level of Mandy Sachs currently. But I can't announce who those individuals are at this time, because we're still waiting to finalize some stuff, and I don't like to put anything out there that's not concrete. John, I mean, she said she has never beat her, so that door is left open. Yeah, I mean, that is true. That is true. And if it was the Royal Rumble, that does give us time to go through a Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan storyline, which by the week, like, that's shaping up more and more each week. I love the direction it's going, where Liv is taking everything from Rhea, from her career, time out of her career, her title, now her dom-dom. I kind of hope that we get the story with Dom where he, I mean, this is going to sound bad, but he does leave Rhea for Liv because he thinks that there's a relationship, but Liv is just literally playing him this entire time. I kind of hope that's the direction we go, because I think that'd really give a lot of heat to Liv. But we did have, somebody did say earlier in the stream that the Wyatt 6 debut is the June 17th, which, with it being on Raw, I am interested to see where this goes, because mainly the thing with Jey Uso using the Fireflies. I do wonder if that is going to be the direction that they take this. Their first rivalry is going to be with Jey Uso. Maybe. The cat is trying very much to get into this stream, as hard as he possibly can. You want to say hi to everybody, Bob? Is that what this is about? Here. Come here. 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 We've hired all the people out there, Bob. Up on down, buddy. I cannot take Solo seriously when he's dressed like Southern Justice. I can't. Favorite worm? We talking Boogeyman's worm? Are we talking Scotty Too Hottie's worm? Talking about Dennis Rodman, the worm? What worm are we talking about here? With Ethan Page kicking down the NXT door, do you think there's a possibility of the Karate Man making his return as well? At this point in professional wrestling, everything's on the table. Like, there's nothing I think's off the table. Chase is saying Scotty Too Hottie. There were reports, women's Tiffany Stratton, 100%. Tiffany Stratton is winning the women's Money in the Bank. The men's, maybe Jey Uso. I mean, God, I think Jey or LA Knight would be really good picks to win men's Money in the Bank. But I think 100% for sure Tiffany Stratton is winning the female Money in the Bank. Gable, I mean, that's possible. I wouldn't. Where he's at now, I would not have hated it as much as if this would have been last year and him winning. I think he would make a very good winner for Money in the Bank. I will forever hold out for that Montez Ford breakout, which I feel like I'm never going to get. He's going to retire as a tag team and stable guy, which is a severe waste of his talent and skills. I do think if he did win it, Drew would be an interesting pick as the Money in the Bank holder for the men. Those TikTok videos would be fire. I like how they're still running Alpha Academy. I don't know. Who do you guys think wins the Money in the Banks? You guys have a different viewpoint of the female and the men? Bob wants to be back in the stream for show. Titty for sure. I'm going to assume you meant Tiffany. Tiffany. I think it should be Tiffany or Tiffy time for the women's Money in the Bank. She seems like she has the same politics as the boss. I think Tiffany's going to win Money in the Bank, though.
The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, "Sure, I could have a drink." Or the feeling that
I really don't know outside of the other women. Chelsea would be a good pick. I wouldn't mind Chelsea. There's no way she's going to win it, but Chelsea would be a good pick.
it's time to go. Plan ahead. That just override. Bus driving is drunk driving.
Ooh, Solo. When the hell was the last time Solo wrestled? Like, was it recently? Because it feels like there's such a long gap from when he wrestles. But admittedly, I have not watched Smackdown the last couple of weeks, so if he's wrestled the last couple of weeks, I completely missed it. Backlash in France. Didn't watch that one either. I was saying earlier before the Solo thing that there have been talks about Roman reclaiming the title at SummerSlam. Like, I don't think Cody's going to have a long run as champion. I don't. Not as a babyface. But I really don't know if hot shotting it back to Roman would be the best. I'm hopeful we get Randy and Cody at SummerSlam. Jacob Fatu wins Money in the Bank. Hot take. I like that take. That's a very good take. Man, that new bloodline is going to be incredible. AJ addresses his future. Gunther should beat Cody at SummerSlam. It's weird because like they do have that built-in rivalry, that feud from the Royal Rumble where Cody eliminated Gunther. Gunther beating Cody at SummerSlam, I think I'd be okay with it. Gunther definitely deserves to be a world champion. He definitely elevated the Intercontinental Championship to severe new heights. But the guy in the ring currently, I would kind of like to have one more run with the belt. Kevin Owens' one and only run with the title was absolutely abysmal. It was never even really about Kevin Owens when he had the belt. And then he was fed to Goldberg. Hey, if I was born in late June and around the Indiana area, would there be any events to go to? You know, there's a pretty big event happening June 29th. We've talked about it a couple times. And that is Saturday, June 29th at the Tippecanoe County Fairgrounds in Lafayette, Indiana, where your boys here at Heated Shenanigans Podcast are going to be hosting Every Child Wins benefit show for juvenile diabetes and the Muscular Dystrophy Association, headlined by four of the most prominent figures in ECW history: the franchise Shane Douglas, the Sandman, the Queen of Extreme Francine, and the one true manager of champions, Bill Alfonso, in addition to six of the biggest matches ever booked in the city of Lafayette, Indiana, all culminating at Every Child Wins with musical performances by my boy Mike Bradley. He's going to go out there, tear it up on the mic, in addition to Barney Mugger Street Band, and some dancing by Purdue West Coast Swing. Definitely check that out. All that and more happening again Saturday, June 29th in Lafayette, Indiana. Tickets are available right now for this event by going to Heated Shenanigans Podcast Facebook page for ticket information. You can pre-sale or get at the door whichever is convenient for you. I'm going to have a special guest hype man. Does that mean Chase is not coming now? By who that special hype man is. Does Drew beat bisexual Undertaker at Clash at the Castle? I fucking hope so. Like, I cannot stand Damian Priest. That would be all my Christmases at once. Then we have Drew over Priest at the Clash. Drew Punk at SummerSlam. I mean, the money is Drew Punk at SummerSlam. But where do you go? So let's say Damian loses. Where are we taking Damian Priest? Is he going to be cost by Finn and JD? And there's a thunderous "We Want Roman" chant. That babyface pop Roman gets is going to be absurd. Chase, Judgment Day turn. Priest, babyface. When Roman comes back, should Heyman join him or turn on him? I don't know if Roman needs Heyman anymore. That's the question. I mean, the story they're clearly telling right now is like Paul has no control over the bloodline. None. Zero. Man, that's a really good question. I don't know what you would do with Heyman, though, if you took him out of the bloodline. Like, I mean, obviously, you pair Heyman with somebody, you have the instant credibility of having Paul Heyman as your manager and you're a made guy, but I don't want to see Heyman, but that's the thing. That's Heyman's shtick. He screws his clients over at some point. Like the shiny new toy comes into the toy box and he wants them. I don't want to see a babyface Heyman. It's cool for now while Roman's not there, but long term, he should always be here. I would agree. I 100% agree. Babyface Heyman is just, it drips with insincerity. Like, I can't take Heyman seriously as a baby. Like, he doesn't have very many redeeming qualities as a face. But I could see them going the tried and true route of Heyman screwing Roman upon a return. Heyman and Rock together would be interesting. I think that'd be an interesting pairing. Because again, at some point, Rock's coming back. I will say those shoes that Kevin Owens has on are pretty damn sick. I do like how they are putting over how dangerous the Bloodline members are, especially the one that like growls, Tama. God, he deserves one more run with the title. I don't care which one, but I really would like Kevin Owens to actually get a title reign where he's actually mattering, or it's about him. Kevin Owens is so good on the mic. Heyman with Jacob Fatu. Now that would be so out of Solo, Jacob, Tama, and the other one. I can't ever remember the other one's name. Jacob's going to be the best out of those, right? Like Fatu is basically going to be Heyman's hitman. Rock books himself against Cody at Mania. If he beats him, should Randy be the one to beat Rock for the belt? Okay. I'm glad you asked this, John. This is a great question. I thought one of the biggest missed feuds that we have not gotten is a Randy Orton Rock program. Damn, this is a good segment between Heyman and KO. But to answer your question, I would really like to see Randy and Rock. The promos would be phenomenal. The match, I think, would be pretty good. Randy's really good in the ring. Like you could put Randy in there with a mop head, and Randy's going to get 4.5, 5 stars out of the mop head. But Randy Rock was one of those major feuds that we never got. And they were there for a couple times together, but they never pulled the trigger on it. I really would have liked to see Randy and Rock during that Evolution run when he was doing the Legend Killer gimmick. But also, I do think Orton should get one more run with the title as well. I mean, there's so many guys that should be world champion, but there's only 2 belts. So looks like he parks cars at a fancy hotel. The limo driver. Chase, he already is. Here we go. Tag team match. Teddy Long would be proud. Oh, these commercials. No, but I think at the end of the feud, do you think Solo is going to be a main eventer at the end of this? Like, will Solo have captured any major singles title? Like, will he have a different viewpoint in the fans' eyes by the end of the Bloodline story? Also, I think the other another good question would be, once Roman comes back and he's presumably feuding against the Bloodline, that's the end of it, right? Like, is that where we draw like no more Bloodline? Or I guess how much longevity does the Bloodline have to where you're going to want to see it on TV without them needing to take a break from it, to just not make it feel stale like the NWO got. I mean, this is the Bloodline is already vastly better booked than the NWO. Zilla versus Jacob would feed generations.